Hey guys, it's Brendan Ayer. Before we get started, if you like the show, make sure you subscribe, rate it, review it. All that stuff helps. Follow us on social media, Shitbrains Show on every platform. We even got YouTube. We got a Facebook group. And if you want bonus content, go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. And if you have questions you want answered on the podcast, hit up shitbrainshow@gmail.com. Enjoy the program.
My brain is shit, man. It's shitty. Like it doesn't function properly. It just does whatever it wants. Life's still pretty good. This is Shitbrains.
Welcome back, Jeremy. How's your
Mrs.
trip?
John Redcorn, if you ask me.
Mr. and Mrs. John Redcorn.
We
are rolling.
Rolling.
Welcome to Shitbrains. My name is Brendan Ayer, joined as always by Jimmy Graham. This is the podcast where we occasionally talk about mental health, you know.
Every now and then.
We get to it sometimes. I want to say this. I want to thank, before I introduce our esteemed guest today, and we do have a special episode for you today, I want to thank all the listeners that reached out to me about last week's episode. That was kind of you. If you did not listen, I had a bit of a crisis in my life, and my depression was very bad. And quite a few listeners actually reached out with some nice things to say. Now,
That's nice.
Well, I will say this. Not as many of you, as dire as the things I was speaking of were, not as many of you reached out as you should have.
Right. That's where I was going to go. I was going to say, how about the ones who didn't?
Yeah, that's the problem, is like I almost killed myself, and 5 messages, like the rest of you guys, a little crass, if you ask me.
We see
the
download numbers.
Yeah, I know how many people are listening, and that you just were like, well, let's see where this goes.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm joined. That was Jimmy Graham, and we do have a very special guest. I'm very pleased to introduce the very funny James Earl Brassfield. How you doing, man?
Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm good. I'm great.
I'm so happy you came in. This is fun. We all did a show together. We're recording this on a Sunday. We all did a show together on Friday. Had a blast. This will be, when this drops, this will be the last free Shitbrains
ever.
No, Jimmy, you give the people bad information. First of all, I should say, for those audio-only listeners, I'm experimenting with a man bun. And
I didn't even see it.
Fuck
let me see.
you.
Let me see the back.
You. Come on.
Oh,
I
hell
noticed
yeah.
it immediately.
Thank you. I appreciate that, James.
I was like, damn. I've always wanted Micheal Jackson's hair, and that's it's basically white man hair.
Here's the interesting thing. Like, what era Micheal Jackson?
Right after it caught on fire.
Well, here's the problem.
What's that?
That was not real.
Of course it wasn't.
And I didn't know that. I had no idea. So when the fire was very real.
The fire was
when
extreme.
Michael Jackson's autopsy, if you ever see it.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the saddest things you've ever seen.
It's fucking true, dude.
Because
Why?
so basically he was just a scraggly shell of a man.
He died at 105 pounds.
Yeah, he was like he had since the fire, he slowly just totally lost all of his hair. So that was a glued on sort of semi-permanent wig that he would change like monthly. So he
had
was
a
bald.
tattooed ass hairline.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. His hairline
Like
was
tattooed
tattooed. His hairline was tattooed. His eyebrows were tattooed.
Yep.
He had broken off hypodermic needles in his arms from
All up in that
the
Like
from
the sleep juice?
The sleep. Well,
Conrad
so
Murray.
here's what's crazy. This is what's crazy. Is when I got because of my depression, I've had electroconvulsive therapy.
Okay.
And they put you under for that, right?
Like Kennedy's sister.
Yeah. No. She had that. But
then they
what
locked
really
her in a
fucked her
cage.
was they gave her a lobotomy.
They lobotomized
They gave her a
her
full
You like
frontal
girls,
lobotomy.
huh?
Yeah.
You're like, hey,
Yeah.
little-
And they gave her a full frontal lobotomy and locked her up and fucking forgot about her.
Threw away the key.
Yeah. Rose Kennedy, I
She's
think.
the
No,
only
Rose
one
is the
alive.
mom. I forget her name. But anyway, so I had ECT, and they would put me under with the exact drug that Micheal Jackson used to sleep.
Some propofol.
Propofol. Yeah. Now, here's what's crazy about it. They would put me under for ECT takes 5 to 7 minutes, and I would be fucked up for the entire day from 5 to 7 minutes of propofol. That's why any doctor who hears what Conrad Murray was doing, goes,
what
that
the fuck?
is the crazy. Of course, they literally go, of course he died. You can't because that's not sleep. Like you're not resting when you're just
dying.
He was fully anesthetized. His insomnia was so bad that he required full. And when you're that rich, you can get whatever you want. You get whatever the fuck you want. And
Macaulay
if someone
Culkin's
says
ass.
and if someone says no, you go, okay, get the fuck out of here, and you're never allowed
Bitch.
back.
Yeah. Motherfucker had a monkey.
Yeah,
just chilling.
Well,
there's a great story
here's
about
what's
that
crazy about Bubbles, the chimp. Yeah, here's
That's
what's
where
crazy.
HIV originated?
For years I've tried, not years, but for a while I've tried to get a bit going about Bubbles, and it's never quite gotten off the ground.
Right.
But here's the weird thing: Bubbles is still alive.
Fuck yeah, he's alive.
Bubbles lives in an animal sanctuary in Florida.
Really?
Because here's the thing about a chimp, man. You get a little baby chimp, it's all fun and games, and then a chimp grows up, and you go, "This motherfucker is way stronger than me."
Rip your fucking ears off.
And there's a story about that.
But there's a real, and I want to hear James' story, but real quick, there's my favorite thing, and I think it's gone now. But when I first found out Bubbles was still alive, there's just there was just a standalone sentence on Bubbles's Wikipedia page that just said Bubbles did not attend Jackson's funeral.
Jesus.
As if he's a monkey. Like it's not like he
didn't make the choice.
Yeah, as if it was out of anger. Like I won't. He fucking lives in a chimp sanctuary. Nobody asked him to go.
Bubbles, would you like to go visit Michael one last time? Say your final goodbyes.
Yeah. Now, what are you going to say about?
So Bubbles, Michael Jackson did have Bubbles for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's a story on YouTube from a guy who's like a Crip.
Yeah.
Who claims that among many things, Michael Jackson was a Crip, was fucking Elizabeth Taylor and had raunchy pictures of her. And Bubbles pushed his ass down the fucking stairs. That's when they got rid of him. Joe was going to shoot him with a gun. But
Joe Jackson
was going to shoot Bubbles with a gun because he pushed his money down the stairs.
Oh, he pushed Michael,
Yeah, he
not
pushed
the
Michael
Crip.
down the fucking stairs.
Wow.
This guy says he was hanging out with Michael Jackson in his house, and he's like, I got this new camera. I got these pictures of Liz Taylor butt naked. You want to see him? They go upstairs, and he's like, in the background, I hear some shit running around upstairs. And he's like, that's Bubbles, man. Don't worry about him. Just come look at these pictures real quick. They look at the pictures, come out. Michael Jackson's sitting at the top of the stairs. Bubbles rushes him, pushes him down the fucking stairs. He's fucked up. They have to miss tours and shit. And Joe, for real, he's Joe pulls out a fucking gun and is like, move, bitch. I'm about to shoot this fucking monkey. And Michael Jackson's mom's like, no, Joe, don't shoot the monkey, blah, blah, blah. So that's when Bubbles had to leave.
That's crazy. It's also... It's funny because we've got a story about fucking Elizabeth Taylor. We've got a story about a monkey on the rampage.
We're talking about Michael Jackson.
And the part that I find hardest to believe is that Michael Jackson was a Crip. Everything else, I'm
Michael Jackson was allegedly hard as fuck, dude.
But by who alleged that? The guy.
Several people have said that.
Hard as
DJ
fuck. All the kids that he fucked in the ass. So man, he was hard as hell.
He was like, bend your ass over, little kid.
Michael, you so hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But I did a joke about that.
Who's bad?
A joke that you can't really do anymore, I guess, about how Michael Jackson definitely fucked those kids. I didn't think that he did. But he did fuck those kids. And what if that comes with a certain magic? Because 50% of those kids taught Britney Spears how to dance, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Fucking choreographed the Trolls movie.
Here's the thing I've said about this before. Is I actually, for years, did not think Michael Jackson was a child molester. I thought I honestly believed that Michael Jackson was stunted by Joe Jackson and basically had the mind of a child and wanted to hang out with children. I really believe that because of you listen to him talk and he'll say I found doo-doo on the floor. He seriously, it's fucked up. Joe fucked him up.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he beat him with a belt, and he was a global celebrity from the age of 4.
yeah.
So you're gonna be fucked. You're gonna be fucked and not have normal social interaction. So I never believed it. Now I believe it. But the one thing I will say, and I'm never a guy who's gonna be out here blaming victims, but in terms of their parents, motherfucker,
where you at?
you gave Michael Jackson your child for like months.
For like a Buick.
Like that's
for a
on
Buick.
you. Like you basically Michael Jackson like, hey, can I have Wade Robson? And
Yeah,
you were
sure.
just like, yeah. And
Not for a year, but sure.
Close to a year. I think he just lived there and he went on tour, lived there,
That shit
learned
was
dancing.
crazy.
It's like, dude, you don't give your kid to anyone.
To
like
a grown man.
To a grown man.
Unless it's his father.
Yeah, so it's like, look, man, of course, if everything happened as it was said to happen, of course Michael Jackson is the villain.
Yeah.
But also the parents, it's like, yeah, man, don't just give a celebrity your
complicit.
child, you know? Like,
Everybody knows they're drinking their blood.
yeah,
Well, now.
to gain fame. Now, we a few things we have to get through. Of course, Christmas is coming. I'd like to say this about Christmas.
Bah humbug.
Well, if Jimmy's not a Christmas guy, that's fine. I find Christmas in the Western world, I would say Christmas is sort of the king of holidays.
I concur.
It's sort of the top holiday.
think?
What do you mean?
Maybe
I think?
not
What's
4th
bigger?
of July.
Thanksgiving, dude.
Suck a dick. That's a
Arbor Day.
meal. That's a meal.
It's a great
Thanksgiving
meal.
is a meal. It's a great
That's
meal.
A day. Thanksgiving's a day.
Christmas is a season. A monumental season of festivities. But this is what I want to say, because here's the thing. Christmas is a bit of a rip job against Christianity, right? Because
Tell 'em,
here's
brother.
the thing. I love Christmas. I get deep.
You put on
into
the
Christmas.
sweater and shit?
No, fuck
No.
no. What do you think? I'm a loser? I just like
You
presents.
just said you
and
like Christmas.
Yeah, but I'm not. This is a
You can
new,
like Christmas and be cool, motherfucker.
The whole sweater thing only came about 12 years
Right.
ago. Like, oh, it's funny to wear a bad
got
sweater.
bells on it,
And it's
yeah.
like, and
It's
now
got
you don't
ET.
even have to go to a thrift store. Now they'll like sell you a ugly Christmas sweater at Target.
Speedway.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, enough. Like, fuck you. You don't.
It'd be funny to show up to like a office ugly sweater party and it just has a bunch of slurs on it.
It says N-word
Like,
and
what?
lights.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
K-word.
These
K-
words are ugly to me.
Yeah.
The K
S-word.
slur.
Yeah. Or just like
Moon
or
cricket.
just show up to a ugly sweater party just with your shirt off, sweating profusely. Just like, what? I'm ugly. Yeah,
I'm sweating.
Yeah, I'm ugly in a sweater. But here's the thing. This is what I would say is, so I'm in it.
Yeah.
I love the Christmas. I love that. I like to eat a nice meal. I like to
Okay.
You're around
connect with
family.
my
That's
family.
cool.
All that shit. I don't go to church. I don't have any relationship with Jesus Christ. So I've ripped this whole deal, this whole celebration of the day Jesus was born of a virgin.
Hell yeah.
I've ripped it from them. So what I think needs to be said is
We all need to go back to church.
No, absolutely.
You wanna
no,
go
no,
to church
no,
together?
No,
Amen.
I'll go to church with you if you want, but I find it very
Jimmy
boring
can't
when
go
I used to
inside
go.
of a church.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
crazy?
burn up. But here's what I want to say. Here's my theory on that is I think that means open the whole goddamn thing up. If you're out there feeling left out as a Jew or a Muslim,
Hop
let
on
me
board.
just tell you, get on board. There's no religion in this thing. Do the whole fucking
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? Why not?
You
Go
know,
ahead.
They say it all started with a mushroom.
Is that what does that mean?
Everything. Religion, Santa Claus, Christmas. It's all
Who
about
says this?
What?
The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, this book I read.
The Sacred Mushroom of the Cross, this book I wrote.
This book I
wrote.
This
My
book I wrote
manifesto.
while I was tripping.
What's your address? I'm going to send you a package and a manifesto.
That's a new sort of take on the Big Bang. It was just a
Right.
mushroom.
Well, not everything, but just like religion is based on taking mushrooms. and
Oh,
being
I
like,
see.
There's
Okay.
more.
Well, here's the thing. You have to imagine, and my girl kind of got mad at me because I said this.
Uh-oh.
But like,
So it's true.
well, you have to imagine like from your experiences in life, when you see a guy outside talking about a philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to kind of take those experiences and apply them and say, Jesus was crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen anyone trying to gather a crowd to espouse their philosophy that wasn't a lunatic?
Total maniac.
I mean, he wasn't that crazy. He gave out a lot of food so that people would listen.
He was nuts.
He
He
knew.
would fucking make. He would make his apostles anoint his feet in oil
Wash my
every
feet,
night.
nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and then they weren't allowed to sleep in his tent.
And he was the only one that was allowed to bang the whore.
Yep, and he'd be like, "Come wash my feet in oil, bitch."
Did he bang Mary Magdalene?
Bro, he was just a regular dude.
Yeah, he
Right?
had
He
definitely.
Wasn't that
had
his
thing.
mom?
If she was hot.
No. His mom. That's where they.
He did have a thing for Mary.
It's like change the names, okay? That's the thing. The whole story.
Can't we just call him
It's like
Allah?
Tito.
who writes a script and goes, "There's three Marys."
There's three
You know,
Marys,
like
yeah.
fucking change. So Mary is his mother, right?
Right? Whore.
Here you've got a whole thing going. There's a whole problem
What?
in the system, right? So Mary is the whole thing's mind-boggling to me.
It's kinda wild.
because Jesus is also God, is also the Holy Spirit. That's
Right.
the
Three-piece.
Holy Trinity, right?
He's got two phones.
And God immaculately impregnated Mary.
or she was raped by a Roman soldier.
Right, which is, or she's just an adulteress lying to Joseph, going, "I think it was God.
We got
I think
three
this was a
choices."
God situation." He's like,
Spider-Man,
"I don't
three
know,
choices.
that Jesus kind of looks like the neighbor," and she's like, "No, it's God.
no way, it's,
but so it's weird because you've got God impregnating Mary,
Just some
so that
schmohawk.
means Jesus, who is God, also impregnated his own mother.
Fucked his
Yup.
own mom with his
And
brain.
then is also his own father. So
Yup.
it's a real Star Wars type deal.
real mushroom in a
Damn.
This is a mushroom type deal. Now, James, I have some specific questions
Sure.
for you. I enjoy your name, and I want to run this by you because I've often wondered about this, and really there's no reason why you would be an expert on this other than sharing a name. But
Okay. Are you going to ask me about James Earl Ray?
no,
Okay,
James
cool.
Earl Jones.
Yeah, you do have like a kill the president name.
No,
I
no,
do.
no. James Earl, but James Earl Jones, right? I
James
mean,
Earl Jones, yeah.
That's
Which
who
one's
he's the wonderful actor.
Which one's
the
James
go-to
Earl Ray?
James
Didn't
Earl.
James Earl Ray kill
He
somebody?
killed Martin Luther King.
Yeah, he killed Martin Luther King.
Shout
but-
out. I'm just kidding.
Well, here's what's fucked up. Here's what's fucked up. So he's villainized, right? Of
Right.
course, as he should be. But do you
The
fucking
CIA did it.
J.
CIA
Edgar
killed that
Hoover literally taped the man
Trying to
having
get him
an
to kill himself,
Yeah,
right?
he taped the man having an affair, and they sent the tapes to his house and say, "If you don't kill yourself by Tuesday, we will release these."
Right.
And they did release them.
On
It's like,
what, though? They didn't have Twitter. Nobody found out about that.
They just sent them to newspapers. That was
so
what was
dumb.
crazy. So no one ever heard it. They just sent it to newspapers, and they were like, so some newspaper guy was like, just transcribing, like,
Suck my dick, bitch. and I do promise I will
Yeah.
come on your tits.
yeah.
Get over here and suck my
Yeah.
dick.
Oh, minister, your dick is so big. But so here's the thing.
I want you to do a sit-in on this dick.
I am not proud of this, but I will now move to the back of the bus.
I have a dream that one day after fucking you will just get your shit and get the fuck out of my apartment.
I'm not coming with you. But you gotta go.
Yeah. So this is my I've always wondered this about James Earl Jones, who I love.
Okay.
And
Is that Vader?
yeah.
Yes, his
Darth
voice.
Vader. It's
The guy from the Sandlot.
Sandlot
Yeah,
from
he's
Field of
everything.
Dreams, two baseball movies type
Back
guy.
to
But
back.
interesting guy because you never really see I don't think he really made it until he was a bit older, because you see kind of a middle-aged
He's been
James
old
Earl
our whole-
Jones,
this is
but you
ironic.
never
Yeah.
see a young James Earl Jones.
But I've been thinking about this a lot. It's like everyone we know that's old, they've been old our whole fucking
I
lives.
know,
to
that's
us.
weird, isn't it?
James Earl Jones is like dying in movies now and shit. Like,
Oh, he's
as
not
like a
dead?
tributary.
He's dead, right?
He's alive. I thought he's
No,
still,
he's got to be dead.
I think you're thinking of what happened in the new Coming to America. They had a funeral for him while he was dead. Well, he was alive, and then he was dead at the end of the funeral.
Oh, is he the king?
King Jaffe Jafar,
Yeah,
ruler of Zamunda.
I mean, he's been in a ton of movies.
he's in everything.
But here's what is interesting.
Conan.
Here's what is interesting to me, right? So the first Star Wars, nobody really expected it to be much of anything,
Yeah.
right? Like, except George Lucas. George Lucas really believed in it.
Put all his chips on it.
But Hamill, those guys, that none of those guys were high-paid actors at the time. They didn't expect it to be anything.
Right.
So here's what's interesting to me, is you have James Earl Jones, who is just the voice of Vader. Never has to be there.
Tight.
Never has to be on set. And the truth is, if you think about that first movie, now I'm not a Star Wars geek, I don't remember like everything, but if you think about that first movie, Vader doesn't say all that much.
Right.
So the question I have is, so James Earl Jones just goes to some sound booth in L.A. and probably someone other than Mark Hamill just reads his lines with him, and that's
Yeah.
how they record it. But so my question is like, do you think he had any fucking idea what the movie was about?
was
I don't
going
think
on?
he
he
gave a
ju-
shit.
Yeah, right. Like
fuck
he
it.
definitely didn't read the whole script, so
Is
he
the
was
check
probably
in the mail?
Yeah, he probably had no idea. Just was like his agent was probably like, "I got you this voiceover gig," and he just says some shit
Fuck
about the Empire,
Yeah.
Right.
like because he probably has like, I don't know, 20 lines in that
kind of
whole
an awesome
movie.
gig.
He
I
probably
don't
did it
remember.
in a day.
Yeah, just
he probably
fucking
did it in a day,
Rip
and it's
that
like the
shit out.
most iconic
Yep.
movie part of all time.
One of them.
He's a hero.
He's a hero. Now,
Hero of the black culture for sure.
no, all culture.
You're right.
You know what?
Right.
And I'm not saying take him away as a hero of the black culture.
Let's just use
but
him
I'm
for
saying
everyone.
we should also celebrate him as white people. The
Of
guy's
course. He
fucking
played
great.
like, you remember in Conan, he played like a fucking, he's in Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck? He was old in that.
He was old in that. He had blonde hair and blue eyes in the fucking shit. And he
was
says,
old in that.
he says the best line he's ever said in his whole career.
What is it?
Let him contemplate
Yes.
on the tree of woe.
Yeah, say that again. I
Crucify
interrupted.
Let him contemplate it on the tree of woe. Crucify it. This shit is so dope. That's the
Dude.
coolest thing.
Oh, it's badass. Yeah, he's great. He's a fucking treasured actor. Like,
Truly.
you don't think about guys like that enough. Where
You
you're
got to
like,
lose one. You got to
Yeah.
lose
Larry
we're gonna lose
Fishburne.
them all. Larry Fishburne, James Earl Jones, or who's that one motherfucker? Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, I want Jackson out.
Well,
Wow.
I mean,
Get out
of
it.
course you
Pack
can.
your
I mean,
bags.
what are you talking about? Iconic older black actors?
They don't. Yeah.
Well, so you've got you add to that list Morgan Freeman. Add to that list, I would think Forrest.
but if you had to
Whitaker
pick one to disappear forever,
disappear
Forrest
forever.
Whitaker.
No,
Ghost Dog.
I would take Forrest Whitaker. First of all, there's a good chance Forrest Whitaker has disappeared forever because I haven't seen him in anything in quite some time.
Since Battlefield Earth.
But I would,
Hotel Rwanda.
I would select. I don't know them
Yeah.
as people personally.
Right.
I didn't know if you guys thought I hung
Really?
out with those guys, but
I do.
If I'm just going from an acting standpoint, I would get rid of Lawrence Fishburne before I get rid of Forrest Whitaker.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, who are you eliminating from the crew of esteemed older black actors?
Ooh, Danny Glover. Throw him in there too.
No, Danny Glover's different. I think Danny Glover's
Riggs.
because Danny Glover, the actors we've kind of came up with here,
Yeah.
I think occupy a bit more serious of a realm. Danny Glover's kind of comedic. Like even in an action movie, Danny
Yeah.
Glover's a little bit like
I'm too old
always
for this
rolling his eyes and yeah. Who
I-
do you eliminate?
If I had to get rid of one, oh man.
If you had to send audio transcripts of them cheating on their wives,
With a white woman,
yeah,
it would probably have to be James Earl Jones. Because
Wow, yeah.
I mean, he's never been the star of he's been a star of the stage.
Right.
Killed it in Fences.
Yes. Yes, but
black
right.
people don't go to a lot of plays.
No, and he's
Not on the
you
silver
make a
screen.
great point. He's a
Right.
character actor. He's
It's true.
never he's never the star.
he's not the star. He becomes but what a terrible actor to lose. Someone who can become someone like that.
Yeah. You know.
But
what's
fuck him.
You know. It's an infuriating James Earl Jones moment,
What's
and
that?
this has nothing to do with him. This is the script, but he's a blind man in The Sandlot. Have both of you seen The Sandlot
course,
anytime recently? So he's blind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the whole movie centers on the kid losing his stepfather's signed Babe Ruth ball.
Because
right?
he's afraid his stepdad's gonna beat the living
Well,
shit.
yeah,
out of
well, I
him.
mean, it's like, that's a big deal.
He's an
and,
asshole.
And there's a part in the movie where nobody has said anything. All they've told James Earl Jones once he kind of they meet him, all they've told him is they lost their baseball, and James Earl Jones takes the baseball from the dog, and it's all chewed up.
It's
and
fucked
he
up.
just he kind of fingers it in his hand for a while, and he goes, "Oh, you're in big trouble, aren't you?"
Yeah.
like he has magical blind power.
Right.
Like that's not even a daredevil power. You can't read a printed
Facts.
yeah, and then he goes
all
over
covered
and,
in slobber.
but even if it wasn't chewed up, a blind man can't determine an autograph on a
That's what-
baseball.
that's
Not
what
from a
makes you
1940s
blind.
ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
Definitely no.
That's
Yeah.
almost like that's
Did I ever tell you about that blind guy that used to fuck with at the bar all the time?
Oh god.
no.
I would just he would always brag about how good he was at navigating with his cane.
can see anything.
So I would just move I'd set up obstacles for him.
Oh, you have
and
told
do
me about
time
that.
trials.
Fuck.
Yeah, real nice, Jimmy. The guy's just bragging about how he can actually live his life with his disability, and you go, "Well, I'm gonna fuck him up."
No,
Fuck him
I wanted
for his
to
cockiness.
prove you're getting a little too cocky because life
You can't see.
Yeah, bitch, I will fucking
Dude, they had
I was
this,
making him have to squeeze through 2 bar stools and shit.
they had this guy on you remember that they used to have that TV show? I actually think Dean Cain hosted it. Ripley's Believe
Fuck
It or Not.
yeah, Ripley's.
Remember that?
That was a good one.
They had a blind fella on there that they claimed rode his bike via sonar. So this guy
They're like-
was riding around his bike going,
Yeah.
just clicking. But here was the hilarious part. The motherfucker couldn't ride. It was crooked, and it was you don't have the ears for sonar, you
You're just
idiot.
getting lucky.
You literally think you're hearing the echo back of your click and know where the tree is. They
That's
just
so
put
tight.
him in a field, and he rode
You're
around
lucky.
crooked for a while.
That's so crazy. If I was blind,
I
I'd
ride
be
bike.
all right, I'm done with bikes, driving. I'm gonna stick to walking, baby.
Why
And
did it- you
I'm
ever
gonna
go-
work this cane like a motherfucker.
I love how you said if you were blind, you'd be done with driving,
I'm
as
done.
if there was an option that you would be allowed to
There's
keep
blind
driving.
people that drive.
No, there aren't.
Old people count.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can't go blind and just still be driving.
But they
you
have,
can
I
have
guess you're
poor
right.
eyesight, but you can't. If you're blind, they're not like, "Hey, do you want a license?"
They have
Can you put that beeping thing on my car?
yeah, they have braille on the drive-through ATMs.
Yeah, but that
do.
was every comics joke in
Yeah.
as soon as that came
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
whenever that came out,
Yeah.
there was 600 comics with that joke.
But
instantly.
you
Yeah.
get a ride. You give the blind. Let's just solve this for everyone.
Yeah.
You give a blind man a ride. He gets out of the car and
Yeah.
goes to the ATM.
Yeah, or you pick up a blind guy, you put your gun right in the nape of his neck.
I
you
don't
say-
think it's real.
You say, "What's your fight?"
yeah,
Oh no, you're in big trouble. And then you take him to the ATM. You take him to a second location after that.
Always take him to a second location.
The thing about being blind is what a huge advantage you would have to be born blind. I bet born blind people crush gone blind people.
Man.
If they ever had a blind
Olympics.
Olympics,
That's a great.
because to be born blind, that's all you know. You're like Bane. You
I
know,
ain't seen shit.
yeah, you've never seen
It's
anything.
like Tanya Harding.
Yeah. So, but once you've gone, if you go blind late in life, man, fuck, that's crazy. You got to
How would
learn
you-
everything.
Honestly, I feel like people. There has to be some sort of statistic where people go blind and then take their own life.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
That has to be,
it's
like,
got to
the
be
highest one.
devastating. It's got. I mean, because I think people always ask this as if it's some kind of fucking even a question. Like people will say, "Would you rather go deaf or blind?" And it's like, who in their
Deaf,
right
stupid.
mind would select blind?
Psycho.
Like, are you a psychopath? Like, no, dude, I really love music. It's like, shut the fuck up. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere.
You still feel vibrations.
Yeah.
Idiot.
People would just be stealing from you all the time.
Dude, I dated, I don't know about dated. I fucked this really nice blind girl for a while that I met on Tinder.
Awesome.
In
How
New York.
blind?
How big?
No,
were her
excuse me,
breasts?
deaf.
Oh, thank you.
And dude, she was hot. She was really hot, and she was great. And we could literally only communicate via. She had a program on her iPad where we could write out notes. We had no means of communication,
Nice.
so it was pure animal fucking.
Perfect
And we
relationship.
pretty shortly
Intense.
gave up on the iPad thing because we were like,
she would
"This
just
sucks."
grab you by the collar.
Yeah. But she was great. But it's funny. No, don't because she was born deaf, so she
wouldn't
there's that
talk.
difference thing. She couldn't talk.
At
She
all.
didn't know how to
Mute?
talk.
She didn't even know what it sounded like.
She didn't know what it sounded like, and she would deliberately, I think, out of embarrassment, probably also my lack of skill. No, I'm a good fucker. I shouldn't even make jokes about
You're
that.
a great fucker.
I
Own it,
fuck
bro.
well. Yeah,
Own
I
it.
fuck well. She wouldn't make noise when we had sex because I think out of
She'd be embarrassed.
embarrassment.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sucks.
but here's the thing. This motherfucking genius, sleazy little fucking real estate guy. Her apartment was above the loudest goddamn bar in Brooklyn. And so I just was picturing
That's so awesome.
some fucking real estate guy just like,
he's just like,
I
yes.
have got the place for you.
That's so tight, dude. That
Like,
rules.
but dude,
Like being deaf, I feel like you would feel the vibrations.
well, she did. She told me that she can. We talked
Feel the
about
vibra-
it.
feel
She can
it, feel it.
music. She can feel music, but really only a beat. That's all she can
wild.
feel. And this is one of the. You've never been embarrassed till you've never been truly embarrassed till you've had to get up out of a bed naked, walk into the other room, get the iPad, come back into the room with the iPad, and write, "I'm sorry I came so soon." There's nothing.
Did I ever show you Biksa Muda?
No.
Did I show you this? The Mexican deaf, kind of half mute artist who went on like their version of American Idol and just goes like, "I burn, I burn, I burn." Like she does. That's the only
Is she
thing.
good?
Jeremy, can you pull up Biksa Muda?
But see, this is interesting. Are they just making fun of her? Or
I don't
is
speak
I think they're
Spanish.
just giving her a shot, because equality.
But here's what's fucked up though. Like that's almost not a quality because it's like, well, we'll see how bad she
Yeah.
is. But it's like if a non-deaf person goes, "I burn, I burn,"
Yeah.
they go, "Hey man, no, you're not on. You're not
can't
on
do
the
that,
show."
sir.
Yeah.
Look up Biksa Muda poker face. BICHAMUDA.
Oh Jesus!
Poker face.
Back to how hot this blind girl was. How hot was she?
Deaf.
Deaf.
Super hot. Now here is something very interesting.
Okay.
I will tell you this. So, what we were doing
Hell yeah.
was extraordinarily frowned upon by her friends. There is a thing in the deaf community where they will judge you for being with a hearing person.
What?
Yeah, it's real
It's like
interesting.
being Jewish.
Yeah, well, because if you have to imagine, like, if you're deaf, you are so fucking isolated from the world. Like deaf people are your
You're
community.
purely a spectator.
Yeah, deaf people are your community
That's
entirely,
crazy.
and so they kind of see you as abandoning the community. Like
Yeah.
it was almost like Jimmy's laughing already about
You
this.
spelled it so wrong.
Well, it's Samu. How do you spell
Yeah, I
it?
thought you were making the name up.
BIXA.
That's it was missing the X.
No, he's really wrong. And then space.
It's intermission time.
Hey guys, it's Brendan. Sorry to interrupt. I just have to tell you, if you like the show, we do a bonus episode every week, plus tons of other content. Go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. All right, back to the action.
We're happy to have you with us tonight and hope you'll come back often.
I don't
Get
think,
rid of
listen,
Samuda.
Listen,
Jesus.
Muda.
here's the thing. I
Muda.
like to shit on Jeremy as much as you do.
He's a
On
terrible
this-
Googler.
On this one, I don't know that I can get on board. This name was pretty crazy.
Beak
Jimmy.
Samuda.
Yeah.
Jeremy is like a C-level Googler at best.
Stop that. Pause. That was the most generous Google rating. And Jeremy,
We all know it's a D.
Jeremy Googles as if he learned about it this morning.
Jeremy Google's like a fucking grandpa.
Yeah, 78-year-old
exactly.
man.
It's like if I text my mom and told her to work this computer from Alabama.
Yeah.
This
You
is
guys
what it
have
would look
no
like.
idea what goes on back here.
We know Googling isn't good.
Yeah, we know what's not going on.
You're the worst Googleizer of all
A
time.
burn.
And the problem with that is the problem with being as bad of a Googler as Jeremy is. He can't even Google a video to figure
Right.
out how to be a better Googler.
difficult.
He'll never find it.
It's like Grey Gardens in here. It's just two crazy people feeding into each other.
And believe me, I've tried.
Yeah. All
I'm
right,
gonna go to Google better.
go ahead. Let's see Jimmy's pleasure in the awkward as he always takes. Look at Jimmy's fucking delighted
This
face.
is the only time you'll ever see joy on his face.
He's already happy.
He's so, like,
A burn.
Olha aqui nos camarins do Jaguaró, olha só quem
That's
a
not
gente
her.
encontra. Bicha, muda. Bem,
Somebody cut it, but that's the only thing that she says is a burn, a burn, a burn.
Well, so what is her deal? She can't hear or
Yeah, she's like a deaf
So
kind of
what
half
is she-
mute, and then she goes.
See,
She's
that-
like a celebrity in Mexico.
See, that wouldn't fly in America
She's-
anymore. That
William Hung.
She's deaf Mexican William Hung.
But was William Hung like was he disabled?
no.
He
I don't
just
know.
was a
He was
weirdo,
just,
right?
he was
I don't know
inept.
that. Yeah, I don't know that anymore in America you can get away with like. Can I tell you something that pisses me off? Howard Stern sits up there on the X Factor or whatever show he's on, whichever one it is. Like he's
America's
this,
Got Talent.
like he's this pillar of integrity, and it's like, dude. Your whole entire career is based on making women get naked and just wrangling a collection of retards.
Yeah,
Also
that's how
having
you
your
built.
butt cheeks out.
Yeah, that's how you built your career. So it's like fine, that's great. You entertain a lot of people, but don't sit there as if you're some pillar
Judge,
of
yeah.
High and
fucking
mighty.
knowing what talent is. You know, it's like you literally put together a pack of fucking degenerates and just
the
let them
angry dwarf.
and let them
Hey, Beetlejuice,
talk.
should we make her get her tits
yeah,
out?
Yeah, you exploited,
motherfucker.
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
none of those guys made any fucking
No,
money.
you don't get paid nothing.
Nothing. Like a couple of them went on tour and made a little bit, but it's like you
so wild.
exploited just fucking like
The dredges.
the dredge. Like you just like remember the most talented of the lot was fucking who's the musical guy?
Riley Martin.
No. The most talented of Howard Stern's
Jackie
crew.
the Joke Man Martin?
No. Well, Jackie was not part of the Whack Pack. The
He
most
wasn't?
No, Jackie's actually a really good joke writer. Jackie's a legitimate
shit.
comedian. Yeah, if you ever see Jackie do stand up, Jackie, you would consider it like old timey
Yeah.
because it's very jokey.
Some cat
but
skill
but
shit.
he'll kill. He'll
Really?
kill. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would
yeah.
love to see that.
Yeah. No. Do you what? Look up Google, and I'll tell you the exact words. Suck a Doberman's dick.
Oh, Wesley Willis.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wesley Willis was
Rock and roll
he was-
McDonald's.
Yeah. He was the best Howard Stern
Yeah.
ever found because he had a
Outsider
skill.
music.
He had music. He had a skill that was like
Suck a
actually
Doberman's dick with
like
A1 steak
that
sauce.
shit like sometimes gets in my head because it's really funny. Like
Oh, it's great.
his choice of words is really funny. You don't have to. We don't. I just needed his name. We don't have to play it. But like, if you don't know Wesley Willis, he passed away. But look, he's like. He's not really being intentionally funny, and I think something is wrong with him. But
He is, yeah.
Schizophrenic. Dude.
yeah, but he was great.
Yeah.
Like he was. Those other guys, like Beetlejuice, wasn't very bright. Like and
It was a miracle he was even alive.
yeah. And now is he dead?
He's
or?
dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
Is he? He took a swing at me once, and now it's class.
Beetlejuice?
Yep.
At where?
Now That's Class, that little punk bar.
Why was he there?
They brought him in as like an appearance fee, or like they paid an appearance fee, and they had a band set up and had him be the lead vocalist, and the only song they play was "Beat It" over and over again. So
Beat it,
and he just like and then he just got wasted and got pissed at the bar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course. That's what I mean. If you buy a Beetlejuice appearance fee, he's going to get wasted and pissed. Like,
Drinks included.
All right, so James, let's talk about. Let's get into some mental health stuff.
Okay.
This was interesting because Jimmy was telling me he texted you, and you were saying, kind of jokingly, Jimmy was like, "Do you have any mental health stuff?" And you were saying jokingly, like, "No, I'm black. We don't do that shit."
Yeah.
Which
True.
I think you're joking, but it's also like
It's
true, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's really. Do you feel like? Did you feel growing up or like that there was much more pressure on you to, if you ever had feelings like that or trouble, to keep it the fuck to yourself? Did you ever feel? How did you feel in that regard?
Honestly, yeah, it's like it feels like as a black kid in America, and I'm not like the traditional black kid. Like my parents are married and like raised me together and stuff like that, which is pretty rare. It's terrible to say, but it's pretty rare.
Right.
And with that, there's like all kinds of shit that you have to think about, like in the culture of like, especially America, because my parents are from the South and like grew up in, like, my dad's from the 40s, so like like racism is like a fucking real thing.
Right.
So it's like, even though I definitely am aware now more of my mental health and know about some of the stuff that I have going on, but I still like shirk therapy and all that kind of shit. And I feel like it's a luxury that I can't afford. I have other shit to worry about.
And okay, so that's interesting. That because I was going to ask, my next question was going to be like, what is that based in? And so you're saying it's kind of based in the fact that like the way black people, and I would imagine particularly black men are treated in this country, but all black people, the way you guys are treated, you cannot afford to show weakness. Is that or almost like you?
I don't want to talk for all black people.
Well, no.
I will. I can say it.
Yeah.
Black people look at psychiatrists the same way that Scientologists do.
I just feel like everyone I know that's in don't get mad at me, people I know that are in therapy. Everyone I know that's in therapy has a job I would kill for, more money than me.
Yep.
Right.
And zero fucking problems as far as I can see.
Right.
They seem pretty happy, but they're wanting for something. And I feel like maybe the problem isn't with, because I definitely have like stuff that I deal with mentally.
Right.
And I feel like a friend of mine once said, a white man, it's called self-esteem. What the fuck does it have to do with anyone else?
Right.
Like, and I feel like because of that, like, all you hear is pull yourself up by your bootstraps, this, that. The only thing you can really do, like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps without like any investment, without any type of money, is invest in your own mental health and work on your shit from the inside.
Right.
Which is what I've always done. I could have went to therapy. I probably still would. I could probably benefit from therapy, but I know myself pretty well. And
well, it's interesting. Like to hear you say that is interesting because in sort of a similar way, like, and this probably sounds crazy. And again, I'm a proponent of therapy. I think anyone can benefit from it. If it's,
I support it
if
too.
it's
If you wanna
something
do it,
you
you should
can
do it.
afford, and if it's something that, I mean, I think anyone can benefit from just talking out your problems. But I will say, as a white man, just with feeling the pressure of like to be manly, it was almost a relief how crazy I was. In other words,
I feel like,
in other words, like, because I literally had a psychotic break, it's like, no, I'm not just fucking a guy
Complaining.
whining about the job. I have to go there for safety.
Yeah.
I have to go there to stay alive. and that almost was a relief to be like, okay, I don't have
Thank
to.
God.
I get to go
Yeah.
without having to just say, "Oh, I feel sad," you know.
Right,
and it's like, so that kind of sucks that there's no like.
And I feel like a lot of it is like all the stuff that makes us different is stuff that we've done to each other culturally. And I feel like because for a long time it's like it's like a Chappelle thing, I think. But he's like, well, I don't feel good. No one fucking cares how you feel. Get back to work.
Well,
Like, that was a real sentence.
It's not only that, like, you know, it is a very American, and a couple other countries, but pretty American sentiment, the idea that you should be mostly happy.
Right?
Other countries,
Russia?
go to Russia. They don't fucking believe that shit. Go to Africa. They don't expect
they're not
that.
happy all the time.
They expect that you take your joy when you get your joy, and the rest of the time you deal with whatever's fucking coming down. It's a very American idea to say,
Who gives a shit if you are sad?
You do not know the way.
You do not know.
It's a very American idea to think I deserve to be happy nearly all the time.
James and I had this riff a while. We were just riffing the Nigerian guy, or so was it sub-Saharan African goth?
Oh yeah,
Like you're never gonna see like a goth guy in fucking South Sudan just be like, I fucking love The Cure.
I am such a huge fan of Morrissey. I love his work.
I love Morrissey.
Just his solo stuff, though.
Well, that's so interesting because it's a great bit, but it's also it's like it's illuminating because you go like, oh fuck, like even being a goth is a luxury. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I can't believe you've never heard of Bad Brains. That's so good, man.
Fucking DC hardcore.
So dope.
where did you get that shade of nail polish?
They wear white nail polish.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's like even to be a goth, you need money. You know what I mean? Like, there's no hot topic in
To be-
sub-Saharan Africa.
Exactly.
To look sad.
Yeah, they've just got their Super Bowl shirt that's winning from the team that lost.
And they draw upside down crosses on the helmet.
Yeah.
That shit is wild over there, man. Like the Catholic Church, like they build like fucking castles, and then motherfuckers just set up around there because they're handing shit out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
true.
Catholic Church has essentially, set themselves up as they are now the colonists. I mean,
Flatly.
I don't particularly care for organized religion, and particularly the Catholic Church. But I mean, they go over to a place with the biggest AIDS crisis in the world and say condoms are evil. So fuck you, you idiots. You know what I mean? Like you
really sound to me like an unorganized religion.
Read the room, Catholics.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Take a look around. Do some T-cell counts. You
Are
fucking
they still
idiots.
on? Are they still pushing? Because I thought we had like a cool the new millennium's pulp.
No, they tricked
Aliens
that.
are real.
Yeah, they tricked that shit. They like the new cool Catholic Church is just like says it in a cooler way. They're just like, hey man, probably don't be gay.
Don't be gay.
Hey man, you gay?
Yeah.
Be a lot cooler if you weren't.
Dude, remember when we had a fucking Hitler youth pope? That was tight.
Dude, right now?
No, the one guy was like in the
guy
Hitler
before
youth.
that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I retired
I quit.
because I was tired.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you retired because you were a Nazi, bro.
Bro, could you imagine? He had to kill that dog, just like all those other Nazis.
man. So we'll end out here pretty soon, but I always like to tell a Paul story. I had to take my dad to Marshall's this morning. He is in his
What's
old
he like
age.
to shop with?
Well, in his old age, he has become convinced, become addicted to. He requires at all times to have on a T-shirt that is as tight as possible around the neck. I don't know why. He rejects any type of undershirt or anything that is not feeling like it's choking his neck. So I go, okay, you need new T-shirts. I take you to Marshalls.
Turtlenecks?
We go to
You
No,
love
no, no.
Marshalls.
T-shirts. He wants an undershirt, basically, because he likes to wear. He'll just wear like. He's weird. He likes to wear his coat around the house all day, so he just wears a T-shirt and his coat like a
kinda
fucking
dope.
maniac. But no, you go to my parents' house. He's got a scarf on and a coat, and it's hot in there. Like it's a. But so we go to Marshalls, and I go, all right, do you want undershirts or they got a T-shirt section? He goes, let's look at undershirts. So then he's just immediately ripping open packages of undershirts, which, it's like, all right, fine. It's Marshalls. Who cares,
Yeah.
But then I go, okay, you're going to go try that on? He goes, no, I have a system. I go, the system is trying it on. What are you talking about? And he goes, I have a system. So he starts laying them on the floor of Marshalls.
Oh my god!
Putting his hand in an L shape, holding his thumb to the bottom collar, and seeing how high up the top collar goes on his index finger, and just immediately going, too loose! Too loose! And we're just in Marshalls while he's hand measuring neck holes on T-shirts like a fucking lunatic.
Like it's normal.
Refusing to try a single one on. I go, Dad, if you they're not I go this system you've painstakingly invented, this finger measurement system of neck holes.
That's great.
Totally unnecessary. Yeah. They let you try them on. This is Marshalls. Even the ones you've ripped from the box, you will be allowed to try on. But no. So he finally settles on 2 T-shirts. We get home. He tries them on. He goes. This one will work, and it's a fucking like skateboard company. So now my dad's just like wearing a Etnies T-shirt or some shit, And then the other one he tries on. He goes too loose. And I go, all right, I'll take it back. And as I'm in the middle of saying I'll take it back, he just slams it in the garbage can in anger, as if the shirt has insulted him by not passing his fucking finger test. And then he said he needed new socks, right? And so I get him, and my dad's not senile. Like it sounds like he is,
How
but
old
he's
is
not.
he?
He's 74.
Your dad's the same age as my dad.
Yeah, no, he's not senile at all. He's just becoming more peculiar. Claims he needs socks, so he gets some socks. We go home. My mom goes, he got socks? I go, yeah, he got socks. My mom goes, have you seen how many socks he has? I go, no, I've never. No, of course I haven't seen any socks. My mom takes me upstairs. He has 3 drawers filled with socks.
What color?
That's awesome.
Black?
Every color. Mostly white, mostly athletic socks,
Okay.
but all other colors also. And he claimed he needed socks. Who has 3 drawers of socks? I got 7 pairs of socks.
I got a shitload because
least 20.
I fucking hate doing laundry, so I'll just like go through all my socks and then just go buy a new.
That's
pack.
true. You can.
And
They
you
are.
fit into like boys' clothes, so you can just go get some new ones when you don't want to wash.
What size shoe do you wear?
6?
9.
Oh, see, the best is I'm always jealous of like.
You got fucking paper stuffed in the front of them bitches.
There's
right?
girls. I'm
shut
always
up.
jealous of women that can wear kid sizes because
Kids
they can get
Jordans?
sick Jordans for real
That's
cheap.
I used to work at Finish Line. That shit is 100%.
Oh, 100%. Because you can get,
Facts.
first of all, they're cheaper. Second of all, they're easier to get.
They're like 6.
So you can
That's
get,
why I bind my bitch's feet first day we meet.
dude,
Give me your
binding.
toes, girl.
What a crazy thing
Crazy erotic.
What a crazy thing in China that was, because it's like, A, it looks gross to me. And B, you have to snap their foot
In half.
Break a child. You have to break a child's foot in half for a thing that's arguably not good looking.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
looks
it's
crazy.
like that.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
I like the African like neck rings where like you're
Elongated.
Oh,
stretch
that
your
was
neck.
crazy
That's
too, where they
real.
elongate your neck.
I want to do that so I could get taller.
Yeah, but can I tell you the disastrous thing about those? Now, I don't know if this is true or not. It's what I read when we first learned about that particular tribe or region. They can never take those off. They die. Your neck does not. Your neck will stretch, but it won't develop the muscles
hold
necessary
it.
to hold your head up. So no, I mean, you can cut those rings off and they'll die. Just flop over like a fucking goose, you know?
You need to keep
awesome.
them on forever.
Yeah.
The fucking
Listen.
bone through the nose.
Jimmy, why just bring up racist trope.
Is there something you want to ask me, Jimmy?
Why just bring up a Bugs Bunny soup cartoon?
Because inside Jimmy's heart, he knows he's the real moon cricket.
Oh man, just picture it's like Justin Trudeau going out with this Halloween
His
costume.
old ass wife.
So James, are there anything you want to plug? Where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter, or not on Twitter. What's it called? Instagram. We do a podcast on this very same network. It's called Teach These Devils. We do it in the same room that we're doing this one. You can follow
Very
us.
fun podcast. I've
It's
done it
super
a few
fun.
times. James is fucking hilarious.
It's the oldest, longest running podcast in Cleveland. We're over 140 episodes.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Check us out. You can follow us on Instagram at These Devils. And then I'm at Earl Brass everywhere. Check me out. Check out the At These Devils one, though. It's fun.
Super funny stand up too.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's all
Yeah,
over town.
next year I'm making a, COVID. Been hiding out like everyone else. But
Yeah, no, of course.
I'm ready to fucking bring some new heat out. Try some shit.
So super funny guy, guys. James Earl Brassfield. Check him out. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
The only thing I want to plug, I have some dates coming up in the new year, but I will be at the Funny Stop in Cuyahoga Falls outside of Akron for New Year's Eve. Those tickets are selling out fast. So if you're in the area, get those. I'll be headlining there, and there's all like a buffet and all this shit. Jimmy, we're doing that show tomorrow, but the podcast won't be out yet.
This won't be out.
If you came yesterday, thanks.
You, fucker.
You idiot. There's a COVID outbreak.
You stupid
I want to stay
dummy.
home and watch the Browns, you fuck.
What else do I have?
And while Jimmy's looking at his shit, by the way, we've really been growing and we appreciate it, and we'd love for you to grow with us and get that bonus episode every week on patreon.com/shitbrainshow.
Bang.
Yeah, definitely. It's been fun on there, man. Get in there. Now,
Yeah, it is fun. I can't find my dates, but go to my Instagram, Insta Jimmy Graham. And if you don't, I will fucking kill you.
Kill you.
Murder.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm going to kill you, bleed.
All right, shit on, zoom out, live your life.
Hey guys, it's Brendan. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Shit Brains. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you review it, you rate it, all of that stuff really helps the algorithm. Throw us a follow at Shitbrains Show on Instagram and Twitter, Shitbrains Show on YouTube. You can email us your questions at shitbrainshow@gmail.com. We even have, for you hardcore fans, a Facebook group where you can go and you can chat and meet up with other fans. That's Shitbrains Show on Facebook. So, and then of course, if you really like it and you want some bonus content, we're coming out with a bonus episode every single week, plus a lot of other bonus content. You're going to want to get on there and check it out. Go to patreon.com/shitbrainshow. Later, Shitbrains.